Hello, everybody.
Jake, nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, good to see you all. Absolutely.
You know, Davis had just mentioned no OTAs. Obviously tough on all you rookies last year, but for you personally, the strange year of last year, getting a chance to come out here this year from the spring on, how much has it been like a ramp-up period of comfort to this point where you probably got to feel pretty good now having so many days back to back?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, kind of tough. You're just kind of doing what you can, and just trying to just drink water through a fire hose. Basically, just so much information, so much football kind of being kind of pushed at you. But having OTAs, this spring was awesome. Gave me a time to really learn, and training camp's been good for me. When the reps come, just go in and do the best you can and just try to execute the play, not try to do too much. So it's been fun. Just felt like real football. I feel like a football player again, and it's always fun, always a blessing when you go out and throw it.
What's been the transition to 11-on-11 ball? That's something you didn't have at all for over a year, and I think you said it's the first time you hadn't had that work, since you've ever played football?
Yeah, it was very, very different. We were in the stadium last Saturday. It just felt like real football. It felt like you can go out, have fun, play loose, and be free. So it's been great. Definitely a transition, but it's been awesome to get back out there with the guys and have fun and play football, man.
Has there been a learning curve diagnosing it and seeing defenses for the first time like that, even though you probably watched a lot of film and things like that, but to actually live action have to make those decisions?
Yeah, yes and no. Things happen fast, especially at this league and this level. But you just go out and you play and just let your instincts take over. And if anything, that I was not worried about, but thinking about was movement in the pocket and feeling the pocket. So I think I've done a pretty decent job of that so far, and being able to feel and just play loose and just let my instincts take over.
Jake, last year was a strange year for everybody. It's when it comes to football for you, given the circumstances that you had to deal with as a rookie, and then what kept you going through all that? What kept feeding you through all that to say, I need to keep doing this because it's for the best, it's what the coaches are asking me. I need to keep doing this. So what fed you? What pushed you to get through what you had to go through?
Yeah, for sure, my faith in my family. And I was grounded in my faith and knowing that, hey, this is my purpose, this is where my feet are at, and I'm gonna show up every day and give my 100% the best I can every single day, and doing it for my family who I couldn't see, but I could talk to on FaceTime all the time, but I miss them very much, and I wanted to make the most of the opportunity and obviously help out this organization and this ball club any way I can. So they gave me a role and they gave me an opportunity, and I wanted to fulfill that role as best I could. And when I was, if and when I got called on, I wanted to be ready, and I wanted to show everybody I was going to be ready.
What's been the emphasis on the run game going into this first preseason game?
Yeah, a lot more. I would say practices running the football a lot more, team run periods, and Coach Dave said something about running the football. So I think that's something that we got to be ready to do, got to be prepared to do, and I think we've been working a lot on that.
What is your excitement to play in a game?
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. Been had it marked on my calendar for a while, and I'm just excited for the opportunity to go out, feel like a football player again, and just opportunity to be with the guys and play free.
What's it been like to walk into a receiver room with this kind of talent, or walk into a field that the receiver room looks like this? I mean, most guys in this league, they don't have the kind of talent to throw to that you do.
Yeah, these guys are incredible. The plays they make, when you have a ball, it's not exactly kind of where you want it. You're like, oh, wow, what a play. And those guys, they take care of you. Those guys get open, and they just make plays. They really do. So it makes the comfort level for a quarterback a lot easier. Hey, you just play it close, and they'll take care of the rest.
What's the conversations like with those guys? I mean, you got veterans out there like Cole and Stephon, Emmanuel, and you're out there 11-on-11 for the first time. If there is a mistake, a miscommunication, what's that conversation been like with those guys with you?
Yeah, man, you just really it's just a bunch of feel, and those guys have incredible feel at what they're doing. When it's zone, getting in the right zones, and when it's man, and you just watch a lot of film with them and you just it's really like a second language that kind of just takes over, and you just go play and let your instincts really take over.
What was the mental challenge? You mentioned you didn't get to see your family. We understand you were isolated from these guys. Did you ever feel alone last season? And what was? I'm sure that could not have been easy.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely just a very interesting, 6 months for me. It's I've never gone through anything like that. It was definitely very very tough, very very lonely at times, but. I kept going back, to my faith and my family, and knowing I was going to see them soon, and knowing that hopefully all this would pay off one day. And I wanted to be ready, and I show up to work every day, said, hey, let's go be ready. This is where I'm at. This is where my feet are at. Let's go give it 100% and give it my all.
Have you talked to any of the other quarterbacks on other teams who would have been in a situation like that? Like hi, we're alone, let's have a support group?
Yeah, no, I didn't. That would have been a great idea. That would have been nice to kind of talk to other guys about it. I didn't think about it at the time, but no, that would have been a great idea.
Is it a fun thing maybe to talk about? Hopefully, history will show that you're going to be one of the few guys that have ever had to deal with this situation.
Yeah. Well, I guess, can you go back? What was the original question?
It was hard to go through, but now it's a unique thing to say that, you're one of the few NFL players ever who had to do that. Is that, is that a feather in your cap, I guess? For
It's unique. I guess I'll always have it in my back pocket. Hopefully nobody else, really has to go through that, ever again. For me, I'm excited to be a part of real football, and hey, let's go out and have a normal football season.
Like, how many people were you allowed to interact with on a per week basis, I guess?
Yeah, so I would guess, some things were kind of explicit, and then the rest was like, to my own discretion, and really it was just, hey, stay physically distanced. The tracers were a big deal. I had to keep the tracer on me, and I couldn't be, around, certain people, all people, for a limited amount of time. So, it was really just staying physically distanced as much as you could, and that way, if anything happened, that I was, safe and wouldn't test positive. So, tough, when you're trying to make relationships from a distance. But I think we did the best we could, and glad we're here now, and things are going great.
How are you?
So for OTAs, when you walk into your first, or even training camp, when you walk into your first meeting, what was that like to be around a group of 90 people and coaches?
Yeah, it was awesome. During camp last year, I was normal for the 6 weeks, of camp last year. So I had a feel and I had a taste, but then you kind of almost feel like you're back to square one. Doing it all over again, when that opportunity happens again. So, it's been great, to get back, and I'm excited to be back.
When did you test during the week? Was there a day that you tested? You needed to test
Every day.
So those are your game days.
Pretty much.
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much for me. Yeah.
What reassurances did you get from coaching or maybe even sports psychologists or somebody, because you were in this unique, uncharted territory, to make sure that you are still progressing and developing and doing all the things that that holistic approach that a team wants to put into your development to make sure that you were doing okay?
Yeah, me and Coach Shea and a couple of the receivers last year. I know Duke, Jake Kumaro, and Antonio Williams running back, and Christian Wade. There was a lot of reps after practice last year. We would go out and we'd throw some spot throws and throw some routes. So that was the time for me to really get my work in, and that was my practice. That was my game day. So I want to do the best I could every single day, with that and those opportunities, and make the most of every throw I had.
How would you describe your bond with those guys?
Yeah, I think it's great. Definitely progressed. Those times were different, and those relationships are different in a special way because of those times.
Davis for a bit about how he's trying to make the most out of his individual reps, but also everything else he brings to the team, of talking to Josh, talking to receivers. What do you see of that? Like, what does he bring to this team outside of just his own abilities?
Yeah, Davis is like a coach already in the quarterback room. Davis does a great job of dissecting film and talking to guys, getting guys in the right place. So, Davis does a tremendous job of that. He's said many times he wants to coach in the future. So, every single day is like a like a job interview for him. And I mean, he does a great job at it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing where he goes in his career with it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.